and welcome to the session Features and Application of Photoshop. Introduction to Photoshop. Photoshop is a software program developed by Adobe that is used for graphic editing. Adobe Photoshop is a software standard for many professional graphic artists. It features many powerful tools that can do basic to advanced image manipulation efficiently with outstanding results. Photoshop is one of the prides of Adobe Systems, a company leader in developing graphic applications. Photoshop is an ideal software in producing great quality output for web designs, advertisements, posters, photography, desktop publishing and many other graphic works. Adobe Photoshop can seamlessly work with other Adobe products such as Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Image Ready, Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects and Adobe Encore DVD. Photoshop uses the Color Models Lab, RGB, CMYK, Binary Bitmap, Grayscale and Duotone. It is capable of reading and writing both raster or vector images such as EPS, PNG, GIF, JPEG, Fireworks and many other file formats. Third-party plugins are also supported by Photoshop. These plugins provide more additional effects which can be applied instantly to any images. Best example is our Brush plugin. Some of the vital features and elements of Photoshop are overviewed herein. User interface, panels and tools. Photoshop is modular in its layout and could be customized according to the user. In the default configuration, the panels are located on the right-hand side, the tools are on the left and the options bar which displays the most useful parameters for a selected tool is across the top of the work area. There is also a standard menu bar at the very top of the application. The tool panel or toolbar is by default located on the left-hand side of the work area. Tool panel contains all mouse-based tools that are used for editing and navigation in Photoshop. Most of the tool icons have a small black down pointing arrowhead in the bottom right-hand corner. This indicates that there are more tools that can be accessed by clicking and holding down the mouse button. The tools in the toolbar are grouped based on their functionality. The first group of tools are used for creating selections. The second group are the pixel editing tools. The third group are the vector editing tools and the last group accommodates the navigation tools. At the bottom of the toolbar, there is a color picker and quick mask mode for creating and editing selections. The options bar. The options bar is a context-sensitive panel which changes depending on which tool is selected in the toolbar. It provides access to the most important settings for a particular tool selected. Creating new images. For making an image right from the scratch, we need to select a canvas of proper size and proportion that can serve the purpose. Steps for creating new image. Choose File, New. Type a name for the new file. Select the preset image size from the drop-down. There are several preset canvas sizes that you can use under this option like default Photoshop size, custom, US paper, photo, mobile and devices, web, etc. As you select each one of these down, underneath you will get different options of sizes to choose from. Enter the width and height of your image manually by typing the width and height of your choice in the text boxes. Enter the resolution for the new document. Image sizes and resolutions. In Photoshop, images are measured in terms of pixels or dots that join together to form the grid-like structure of an image. Understanding the size and resolution parameters is relevant in optimizing various modifications that you make on an image or photograph. Image size is determined by the pixel dimension and resolution. Pixel dimension is the width and height of an image measured in terms of different units like pixels, inches, centimeters or millimeters. And resolution, that defines the quality of an image, is equal to number of pixels per inch or centimeter. The actual file size of an image is proportional to the pixel dimensions of the image measured in kilobytes or megabytes. We can check and change the size and resolution of an image by selecting the option Image, Image Size. Opening images for editing. Photoshop is an image editing tool and it allows you to create, merge and blend different types of images. For opening files, follow the below listed steps. Choose File, Open. Navigate to the location of the image you need to open. Select the image and click Open. You get the new image inside Photoshop for further editing. Navigating and zooming. The Hand tool. Hand tool is used for moving the image around when it is zoomed in. If we are doing some close-up editing and need to quickly access the hand tool, holding down the space bar will temporarily select the tool. Your original tool will be reinstated once the space bar is released. The Zoom tool. Zoom tool enables us to zoom in and out of an image. After selecting the Zoom tool, click on the desired portion of the image to zoom into an area of the image. To zoom out, you can either click on the icon with minus symbol on the magnifying glass in the options bar or click with the keyboard key Alt pressed. Saving images. Photoshop allows you to save your file in many different formats. Photoshop's native file format is PSD. This format will retain all layers, adjustments and effects that you have applied to your image. Other popular and important file formats are JPEG, GIF, PNG, TIFF, etc. For saving files, File, Save. Tool selection. Photoshop has a wide assortment of tools that allows you to modify, cut and merge images in different styles. The toolbar is located to the left side of the interface. Types of tools. Move tool. It is used for moving images or parts thereof on the screen. You can move text, layer masks, normal layers or selected areas. Selection tools. Selection tools help in selecting various parts or elements in your image. These include tools like rectangular marquee, elliptical marquee, single row marquee tool, lasso tool, quick selection tool, magic wand tool, etc. Pixel drawing and editing tools. This includes the crop and slice tools that help in cutting and cropping the images based on shapes. For advanced color correction and adjustments, you can work with gradient, eyedropper and brush tools. Type tool. For adding text, vector drawing and editing tools. This includes different types of pen tools and type tools that are used for creating and tweaking vector shapes and adding text to your images. 3D tools. These tools allow you to manipulate 3D objects that you create in Photoshop or import from other 3D software. Color models and modes. In Photoshop, the color mode of an image defines the type of color model used to display the image you are working on. You can choose from different color modes like RGB, that's red, green, blue, CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, black, lab color and grayscale. Color modes determine the number of colors and the number of channels used in an image file. Choosing a color mode also determines which tools and file formats are available. Using different color modes are relevant when you are working with 3D textures and imageries imported from other software. Now, adjusting color display for cross-platform variations. Color display related issues arise when you are extracting or importing images from different devices and applications using different color spaces. One solution is to have a system that interprets and translates color accurately between devices. A color management system compares the color space in which a color was created to the color space in which the same color will be outputted, and makes the necessary adjustments to display the color as consistently as possible among different devices. This feature is highly recommended when you are working with prints. In Photoshop, you can access the color management settings through Edit Color Settings. Now, working with layers. In Photoshop, images are worked upon layer by layer. A layer is something that you are putting an object on. Layers are used to work on individual parts of an image while not affecting other parts. You can find the Layers panel to the right-hand side. The panel helps you in stacking your layers in proper order and applying various effects and filters on them. On your top menu bar, click Layer, then New. You will see a new empty layer appear inside your Layers panel. Notice that it has been highlighted, but the background layer would be grayed out. The highlighted layer is the active layer, meaning that's the one you are presently working on. To activate a different layer, simply click on it and Photoshop highlights it for you. At times, you will find yourself creating many layers for a single image. When that happens, it gets difficult to find the layer you want to affect. The solution to this problem lies in creating groups or layer sets. Grouping layers allows you to place them into a folder and also name them for easy identification. The Layer menu in Photoshop contains several adjustments to optimize the image you are working upon. You have an FX icon at the bottom of the Layer panel, which allows to use advanced features like bevel and emboss, inner shadow, drop shadow, cover overlay, etc. These tools are often used for advanced image editing. You also have the option of History in the Windows panel to undo the effects and edits you make to your layers. Features of layer masks and clipping path. Masking allows you to hide portions of the layer and reveal the layers below. Masking layers is a valuable compositing technique for combining multiple photos into a single image or for removing an element from a photo. Similarly, if you have to import a silhouette or a shape into other applications, you can create a clipping path in Photoshop. Use the pen tool to create a path around the image area that will become the shape or the selection for your silhouette. In the Paths panel, choose Save Path from the panel menu and name the path. You can save the path and use it for working on Photoshop images or export to other applications. The Pen Tools and Paths options provide a more precise selection method, adding more accuracy to your selection. The Pen tool requires more work and more precision. It offers more flexibility, the ability to modify and adjust your selection without starting over. It won't be your tool of choice for many simple selections, but when you need to fine-tune and negotiate objects with irregular shapes, the Pen tool will be often the solution you are looking for. Blending modes. Photoshop allows for layer blend modes that change the way layers react with each other. They allow one layer to affect underlying layers in a number of different ways. You can find different blend modes like Normal, Darken, Dissolve, Color Dodge, etc. on your Layers panel. When you are working with layers, the blend modes allow you to bring remarkable adjustments and effects to the image you are creating or editing. To use layer blend modes, you have to have 2 or more layers. The blend mode will react with the layer below it. If you have only a background, the blend mode pop-up will be grayed out, as these modes cannot be applied to backgrounds. Next is adjustment layers. The adjustment layers in Photoshop are a group of editing tools that allows you to adjust the color, brightness, tint and tone of your image without affecting your actual layer. With the adjustment layer, you can edit and discard your adjustments and retrieve your base image at any time. To apply different adjustment layers to your image, you have to select the button at the bottom of the layers panel and select the right kind of layer type you require. You can add one or more adjustment layers for your base layer. This allows flexible tweaking when you are working with complex textures. Basic selections. Selections allow us to isolate a particular portion of the layer. We can then edit the selected region without affecting the rest of the layer. There are many ways in which we can create a selection in Photoshop. The Marquee Tools. The Marquee Tools allow us to draw basic shapes with selections. The options bar functions associated with the Marquee tool gives us further options and functionality. The Marquee Tools will generate a hard edge selection by default. In the option bar, an option called Feather is available with most selection tools, by which we can create a selection that will have a soft edge. Feathered selections can be very useful as they allow us to blend edits with underlying layers. The Magic Wand tool. The Magic Wand tool is stacked with the Quick Selection tool. To access a stacked tool, simply click and hold on a particular tool to see the other tools available in that location. Stacked tools are indicated by the small black triangle in the bottom right-hand corner of the icon. Options bar functions associated with the Magic Wand tool play an important role in its result. Tolerance determines how much of the image is selected when you click on a particular part of your image. Anti-alias makes selection edges smoother, contiguous. When this option is selected, only neighboring pixels are selected. Sample all layers, if chosen, will take all layers into consideration and not just the highlighted layer. The Lasso tools. These are a set of selection tools which are used to create more of a free hand-drawn section. Lasso tool, a completely hand-drawn selection. Polygonal lasso tool draws straight lines between clicked points. Magnetic lasso tool, used for drawing selections around image contents by detecting contrast changes around the edge of the image. Copy selection to new layer. Copying a selection to new layer is an important editing technique in Photoshop. It allows you to duplicate items to create complex composite designs and artworks. Different methods to copy selected items. Choose Layer menu, New, Layer via Copy, keyboard shortcut Ctrl+J. Choosing colors, the foreground and background colors. You can change the selected colors by simply clicking on either the foreground or background color chips at the bottom of the Tools panel. This will result in the Color Picker dialog box to appear and you can select desired color from it. Cropping an image. Crop tool available in Photoshop allows us to crop an image or document. In the options bar, the first set of options are to enter an exact dimension and resolution for the document, which is very useful if you need the document output to be of a specific size. Another way to crop an image is to use any of the selection techniques and make a selection. You may then go to the Image menu and choose Crop. The image will then be cropped to encompass the selected area. Comments. Photoshop features and applications are extensive, and over the years the software has made several additions and improvisations to its effects and templates. You can use Photoshop for advanced graphic techniques like painting directly on 3D graphics, wrapping 2D images around 3D shapes, converting gradient maps to 3D objects, giving depth to text and layers. The latest version of Photoshop CC comes with better print quality output together with the inclusion of latest ray tracing feature. You can also experience improved adjustment and mask panels and file display options. The summary of this session. In this unit, we have summarized the important features and tools that are frequently used in Photoshop. These tools have a wide range of application in creating and editing realistic as well as computer-generated imageries. By using appropriate tools and features, you can composite and transform your images in a highly realistic manner. Now, there are some assignments for you. Make a project on background removal by using different selection tools. Demonstrate photo manipulation and retouching by applying various tools and blend options. Merge two images seamlessly by using different editing tools and apply color correction to make the final image look real. Here we conclude the session. We will be discussing another topic in the coming session. Till then, bye.